Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Gunter's kitchen. Today we're making delicious mince pies, and as promised on TikTok, we're making them for people who don't like raisins or sultanas or currants. Those are absolutely delicious. The sweet pastry is on one of our other videos, and the ingredients you need are: you need 50 grams of cranberries, 50 grams of figs, 50 grams of dates, 50 grams of apricots, 50 grams of glazed cherries, 30 grams of mixed peel. Now, if you don't like mixed peel, just use a half an orange grated, the zest, and a half a lemon grated, the zest. Then 30 grams of crystallised ginger. And we have got here, 50 grams of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of honey. We also got 50 mils of rum. You can use brandy. If you are non-alcohol person, just leave it out. Add a little bit more water because it needs the liquid. We've got 50 grams of butter, and we've got 100 ml of water. So the way we do it, we put everything in the blender and then bring everything to the boil basically, and we add the butter at the end. So all our dry ingredients into the food processor. And we put the lid on. And we let it run. As you can see, very quick, and this is the perfect consistency. Not smaller and not larger, because they're little tarts and the ingredients have to be delicate. We put everything on the flame, the sugar, the honey. We put all our minced fruit in there. Okay. We're adding the alcohol. And as you can see, the alcohol is going to cook out straight away anyway. And now we're adding the water. The water is only there so the fruit can absorb liquid. So now we're cooking it down until most of the liquid has disappeared. Okay, as you can see, most of the liquid has now cooked into the fruit. So the fruit is getting more plump, more juicy. So now it's time we add our butter. And we add I forgot to tell you about the spices. I use gingerbread spice. You can use clove, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, whatever is your favorite, or a mix of it. I just use gingerbread spice because I made it myself, and I use 2 teaspoons because it has to be strong in flavor of the Christmassy flavor. They're like little spice flavor bombs when you eat them. And now we can turn it off. Okay, so the last thing we need for our little tarts is we put something underneath the fruit. We put some frangipane in there, which is just 50 grams of almond meal, 10 grams of flour, 50 grams butter, 1 egg, and 50 grams of white sugar. Okay, so we put all the dry ingredients together. We put the egg in, and we put the butter in, and we just mix it all up. And that is simple as it gets. And that gives you the bottom of the minced tarts, which be absolutely delicious. Okay, so the mince has cooled down really well. So now the only thing we do now is add the zest of half a lemon and the juice of half a lemon. And the lemon also cuts down on the sweetness. It doesn't taste as sweet as normally the fruit mince does. And that's it. I've got a muffin tin here. I sprayed it with oil spray. But if you don't have a muffin tin, just get the little aluminium shells. You can get them in any supermarket. Just grease them and then put the pastry in there. Okay, so the pastry it's beautiful. So as always, make sure you use enough flour so it doesn't stick to the bench. The important part on this is we roll it out fairly thin. You don't want only pastry and you've got no filling. You want a tiny bit of pastry, really short, really crumbly, and then you want to taste the filling. That'll do. Okay, so now I've got a round cutter for the shell and I've got a star cutter for the top. So what we do is we cut the round ones out first and then we just slide them in like that. Make sure it goes into the corners like that. All into the corners. If you've got a little hole in there, you just squish it up. Because then we put the frenny pan on top of it anyway. But it should come out right to the edge. That's why we put the star on top. So we have rolled the tart shells out. Now we put the frangipane in. So what you do is we take 1 spoon like this and in. If the frangipane when you made it is setting or is getting too firm, just put it 10 seconds in the microwave. And then the butter will get soft again. It's easy to deal with. And also, if it's like that, it spreads out in the tart itself. So that's it. Now we put our fruit mince in. Now it's the last chance for you to try before you fill it. So please try that if that's to your liking. I know it's to my liking because I've made it so many times and I know exactly the way I like it. But if it's not sweet enough for you, you can still add some honey. If it's not strong enough in the spices, add some cinnamon, some cloves, some cardamom, whatever you like before you fill them. Okay? So, and then you just start filling them. But the recipe is right for 12 little mince pies. A bit. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Of course, we need to get this sticking to the top. Is we use our egg that we mixed up and just brush the outside. Brush the outside. And then you take our star and you just put it right on top. So it actually touches only the pastry. Okay, so all the tops are on. Now we just have to egg wash it. And they go in the oven 170 degrees for about 15 minutes. We'll check them after 12 minutes. The important part is when you put them in the oven, you put them on a hot metal tray. And this is very important. Otherwise, the bottom of the tarts will not be cooked. So you want a hot tray so the bottom heat is higher than the top heat. Because the pastry up the top will be cooked very quickly. It'll take about 10 minutes or so. But the bottom part will still be uncooked. And you want a well-cooked tart. Alright? I'll see you in 15 minutes. I have given it, the timer is up, I've given it an extra 2 minutes. So we are on 17 minutes. And they are done. Look at those. How beautiful do they look? Golden brown, bubbling because the heat from below Absolutely gorgeous. Now we let them cool down, and then we take one out and we'll try one. I took them out of the muffin tin, and I gave them a little bit of icing sugar on top. How beautiful do they look? Just stunning. It's like a snow scene. Okay, just to show you, they're nice and brown down the bottom. They are well cooked through. So please use the tray when you cook them. So now let's cut one. Just cut it gently. Look at that. Just look at that. All filling, a little bit of the frangipane around the outside, and how nice and moist do they look. Thin pastry, you know, cooked through, just stunning. I can't wait to try them. I'm salivating. So please, also, I want to give a shout out to the people who wrote to me on Instagram and TikTok and said, finally somebody who listens to us. The people who don't like sultanas, raisins or currants. So please, you people, have a go. Try them. They are absolutely to die for. As I said, pastry which melts in your mouth, and not too sweet filling. You can make it sweeter, but not too sweet. And absolutely gorgeous. So as always, please follow, subscribe, leave us a comment, like, and share with your friends. And I'll see you next time at Gunter's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.